I met is my own body. My own body. So it's a beautiful question Avadhuta Brahmana is asking. Have you loved any other material object in this world more than your own body? I'm sure we all love our bodies so much, and all other things are secondary only. People spend hours together, decorating. People spend hours together, so many things. Nobody will love anything else in this world like they love their body. The body takes the first place. Nothing, everything else will become secondary. Nothing is there. We cared for our body, we beautified our body, we protected our body. So many things. But sometimes this body doesn't cooperate. Sometimes there is pain. Sometimes there is disease. Sometimes this body becomes a misery for us. But we will never hate this body. This is an attachment in this material world. None of us, even there are wrinkles, even the body doesn't work properly, we won't hate. Our body becomes primary. Then look at the nature of this material world. One day, pathetically, helplessly, we have to leave this body. This is the reality of the material world. All that great attachments we had in this world, one day it will be snatched from us, and that snatching will be painful. That is why when we cross 50, slowly, mentally we should be detached. Or else it will be horrible, it will be painful. Material nature will snatch. In Ramayana, there is this great king called Trishanku. Trishanku it seems he was a very handsome king, very handsome. And he was so handsome, every day he used to spend hours and hours in front of mirror. Trishanku will stand in front of a mirror and spend hours and hours in front of the mirror. Then suddenly he had a strange idea. I should go to heaven with the same body. I don't want to leave this body. This body is so beautiful. I should have this body and I should go back to heaven with the same body. He went and approached Vasishta. Vasishta said, stupid, it will not happen. There is no chance like that. Nobody can go to heaven with the same body. It is impossible. Don't come with me. You are such a, engrossed with material desires. You are completely inside it. Can't you think what is reality? You don't know the difference between right and wrong, what should be done and what should not be done. How can you be so gross? Then Trishanku could not leave the desire. He went to Vishwamitra. And Vishwamitra and Vasishta had some rivalry. So he pleased Vishwamitra, and Vishwamitra said, okay, I will send you to heaven. So Vishwamitra sent him to heaven. Indra kicked him and pushed him down. Again Vishwamitra will send him. Indra will kick him and push him down. Again Then Indra got very angry. So what Indra did is, he turned Trishanku upside down. He put him upside down and he sent him down. You go upside down. Now Trishanku started feeling pain. And Trishanku slowly said, my dear sage Vishwamitra, oh great sage, I don't want this. Just leave me, I will go back, no problem, I don't want to go to heaven and all. But Vishwamitra said, no, nothing doing. I have taken up this task. I'm not going to rest till I send you back to heaven with this body. So this became a bigger problem because Vishwamitra took it so personal. And he said, I'm not going to leave you. Then Trishanku started crying and crying, and the fourth time he went upside down to Swarga. Then Indra said, Trishanku, you are so attached to your body and you're so proud about your beauty, I will turn you ugly. And all his beauty was lost. He turned ugly, so dirty he turned. And Vishwamitra is not allowing Trishanku to come down. So Trishanku was hanging upside down ugly, and he was crying and screaming and begging and said, please leave me, let me go back, let me die. But Vishwamitra did not allow. What a horrible life Trishanku had. So Avaduta Brahmana said, Maharaja Yadu, the last teacher, spiritual master is my own body. How much attachment we have, and this attachment will all be shed one day, and that will be very painful. So these are the two chapters, the 24 gurus, where Avaduta Brahmana learnt lessons from, and he discussed with Maharaja Yadu. And Yadu Maharaja had a great respect towards Avaduta Brahmana and touched his feet and let him go. And that lesson stayed with this thing. So this is a beautiful 2 chapters. So Uddhava and Krishna is discussing about Avaduta Brahmana. Then Uddhava said, oh Supreme Lord Krishna, you have taught me so wonderfully this Avaduta Gita. I have learnt. But you spoke so many things. Can you simply condense and talk to me or tell me what it is? Just brief me what I should take from this. And amazing, from here after 1 or 2 chapters, Krishna is glorifying Vrindavan. For 20 shlokas in 11th canto, Krishna says, the life of Vrajavasis are the living example of all this Gita, Avaduta Gita. They simply exhibit this in their life. This is what we should learn. And Krishna is glorifying even a tiny grass from Vrindavan. He's glorifying the river, he's glorifying the mountain, he's glorifying the grass, he's glorifying Gopas and Gopis. And he said, they're such a pure devotees. They have captivated me in their heart. Like yesterday I said about Lord Chaitanya telling to Vasudeva Datta, Vasudeva Datta, you are so humble and wonderful. You have captured me in your heart. So Krishna is telling Uddhava, these Vrajvasis have captured me in their heart. And I simply hanker for their association. Because all these 24 gurus we have discussed, they are practicing in their lifetime. They have renounced. They are ready to give up anything for Krishna. Their caste, their prestige, their money, their husband, their children, their family. They're ready to even die to attain Krishna. So Krishna said to Uddhava, they're simply personification of all this message. So by associating with Vrajvasis, by learning with Vrajvasis, we will know what is real devotion. So once again, today I will request devotees to go through mainly these 2 chapters if you get time to go through, or else 2 shlokas, please go through. One is 1:18:48, first canto, 18th chapter, 48th shloka, where Krishna says, a devotee, if he is avoided, neglected, insulted, cheated, even killed, he will not avenge, and I stay in this heart, in that heart. And today's conclusion is 11th canto, 2nd chapter and 35th shloka. Please note down 11th canto, 2nd chapter, 35th shloka, where the shloka says, a devotee who's purely doing devotional service, chanting purely, performing devotional service purely, even if he blindfold his eyes and run blindly, neither he will trip nor he will fall. I will protect him. Krishna is making that promise. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna makes a promise. What is it? Pratijani hi kaunteya name bhakta pranashyati. Arjuna, go and declare, my devotee will never perish. So in the same way, in Bhagavatam 11th canto, Krishna is promising Uddhava, 11th canto, 2nd chapter, 35th shloka, if somebody is rendering pure devotional service, and if he blindfold his eyes and he runs madly, neither he will trip nor will he will fall. I will protect him. So, these 2 chapters are very important. where Avadhuta Brahmana is explaining about the 24 gurus he met. Lot of wonderful lessons are here for a spiritualist in Bhagavatam. So please go through these 2 chapters and we will continue day after tomorrow. Thank you.